Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Capades channel in Malaysia. The collaboration between Hot Wheels and Transformers continues to roll out. We've already seen their Bumblebee basic cut at 1/64 scale release, and now it looks like he's about to have some more company on the way. We have a first look today at a batch of new incoming vehicles, starting off with a custom Volkswagen Beetle. Now, can I just say right off the bat that I'm not a fan of these new card designs. I wish that they had gone with the same approach as the basic cards, but they didn't. Alright, these new ones seem more like a Hasbro package than a Hot Wheels crossover. The giant blocky Transformers text that's on the side of the package. Now, we've seen that style of presentation on product dating all the way back to 2014 when the Age of Extinction toys came out. I never liked this look, okay? It's just way too generic and frankly, a bit lazy, alright? And if you notice, the Hot Wheels and Mattel insignias are relegated to very small corners of the package. So this thing just seems like more of a strictly Transformers package. Like stuff that we've seen before in the past as well. Like with these nano mini vehicles from Yada Toys. Also, it appears that all of these will have generic artwork as well on the package. Such as, for instance, the Autobot cars will all have the same visual of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And given the magnitude of this crossover, I mean, this thing's supposed to be a huge thing. I would have preferred for them to at least have individual character artwork, just like how all of their basic card releases have images of the individual cars. And that's also how they presented Bumblebee to us. I mean, come on, think of how awesome that would look like on a display. And if all of these guys came with their own unique card back packages. But I don't know, guys. Maybe the cost of the license forced Hot Wheels to cut some corners. Okay, what do you guys think? So Bumblebee now gets re-released as a custom Volkswagen Beetle. Of course, this is a casting that Hot Wheels has done many times in the past. But on Bumblebee, with the front wheels sticking out like that, it kind of looks like you're catching him in mid-transformation. Alright, I don't know, okay, but anyway, this is still a cool variation to have in your collection. The next item we're looking at here is this sleek-looking Corvette C7R, also known as a Corvette Stingray. This particular vehicle may not be immediately identifiable to anyone who isn't a fan of the Michael Bay Transformers movies, but this right here is Crosshairs, who was introduced in 2014's Age of Extinction movie and is a new character that I honestly never cared for. I never really felt his personality was particularly memorable in any way. However, his Corvette sports car mode is cool looking, but this is an instance where I really feel the packaging should highlight the character's name because, like I said, there's a lot of people out there who just don't know who this is. Now, Hot Wheels has released the casting for the Corvette C7R previously, but of course, Crosshairs has an all-new paint scheme, and if you look closely below the vehicle's side mirrors, you'll see that he also has the Autobot insignia there, just like with Bumblebee. Then, we have a character who is arguably the most popular of all the new characters introduced in the second phase of the Michael Bay movies. The packaging only says Bugatti Veyron, but this is Drift, who is pretty much like the Yoda of the live-action Transformers movies. That's right, okay, he always has something wise to say, something profound, just before he starts slicing like a ninja and cutting like a razor blade. Drift is also memorable because he was something of a triple changer and also had an attack helicopter mode. But the association with Bugatti is interesting because after this film, Bugatti pulled out, and that's why for the next movie, 2017's The Last Night, Drift becomes a Mercedes-Benz instead, alright? But this is his vehicle mode in Age of Extinction, and I also find it interesting that they're going with a lot of car designs here from the Michael Bay movies, because earlier, when Bumblebee was first introduced on the basic card, it seemed like we were maybe looking at a lot more G1 models for this whole Hot Wheels Transformers collaboration. But now, it just seems like everything's going towards the modern stuff. But at the same time, the card artwork that you see here is just screaming of the G1 universe, okay? Because you see these renditions of Optimus and Bumblebee, and you know, it's all from the original 1984 universe, and that's why I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect there. By the way, it's actually not that often that you see Hot Wheels put out a Bugatti Veyron casting, and almost never one that's on a basic card. And that's why I feel that this particular release could be one of the hardest to find when it comes out. Next up, we have one of the most popular modern-day Decepticons of all time, the Ford Mustang GT Barricade. Popular as he was prominently featured in the very first live-action Transformers movie all the way back in 2007, and so popular that even though he seemed to have died, they brought him back for parts 3 and 5. Also popular because of his very cool and rugged police vehicle design. And I remember when the movie first came out, and this action figure for Barricade was the hardest to find. Okay, actually, the majority of all the movie toys were just selling out here, except maybe for Ratchet, okay? But Barricade was the hardest to locate, and it was probably the first time I'd ever experienced this situation where I could see everyone turning to the local resellers to get him, and he was going for something like more than double the retail price. Hot Wheels has also often released various different Ford Mustang GT cars over the years, usually with a police car theme design. For this Transformers release, it's great to see that they've maintained all of the great vehicle detailing for this size class. You get the Decepticon logo and also the famous words printed along the rear side of the car: to punish and enslave. So this is a Decepticon car, and the card back has Decepticons on it, Megatron and Starscream, but these are their G1 forms. Alright, so once again, you have a situation where the packaging and the contents do not correlate. You see this from a distance and you think that it's a G1 product, but as you get closer, you find out that no, it's from the new movies. And that brings us to the final of the new reveals, and it is this sleek-looking Pagani Huayra. Now, I'm pretty sure that casual fans out there have no idea who this robot is or where he comes from, and that's why, once again, I find it curious that they didn't use the robot names on the package, but maybe it's also to play up the more than meets the eye element. Okay, you don't know that this is supposed to be a Transformer. But anyway, this is Stinger, the Decepticon that we saw in 2014's Transformers Age of Extinction movie, and this ravishing red metal machine transforms into an evil version of Bumblebee. That's right, okay, even though he has a completely different vehicle mode, his robot form is actually inspired and modeled after Bumblebee. Hot Wheels have of course been making the Pagani model for years now, including one that is pretty close to Stinger's colors. Probably the reason that we're getting so many Age of Extinction vehicles is because this year is in fact the 10th anniversary of the film's release. Okay, this was a complicated film, I think, but it was the last mega blockbuster in the Transformers film franchise because since then, the grosses have just been going down, alright? Now guys, I want to know what you guys think of this entire new wave of incoming Hot Wheels Transformers diecast vehicles. Are you excited for them? For me personally, I just hope that all of this stuff is easy to get at retail because the Bumblebee that came out earlier, that one sure wasn't, okay? And it's going for pretty high prices online. A lot of people I know still don't have it. Okay, so guys, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And I'll catch you guys again real soon with more content right here. Take care out there.